If you want to play the most interactive deck in One Piece right now, then don't go anywhere, because this green-black Perona from OP06 is where you want to be. This 4-life dual-color leader more than makes up for its reduced life total with your choice of 2 abilities. Once per turn as an activate main effect, you can either rest a character with cost 4 or less, or reduce the cost of a character by 1 for the turn. Having a leader with this level of built-in interaction is absolutely insane. I mean, it gives you so many cool playlines to explore both in deck construction and in the game, and it gives you complete control over the game, letting you tempo out your opponent, choosing how you want to play the matchup and how you want to interact with their board. You can easily remove chump blockers to get to your main targets, or immediately fight down your opponent's early and cheaper attackers to turn their plate by just resting and swinging in. Or you can use her to give your cost-based interaction cards a little more reach with the reduction. Perona's main role in the deck is kind of like a facilitator, right? So we're not really looking at how much can this leader do like with Green Yellow Yamato, but we're instead looking at how much can she help other cards and the cards we're going to play around her. So let's start looking at those. From OP06, you already have some great options. Starting with her resting effect, we can lean into Ryuma, a 4-cost 6k body with the on-play and on-KO effect of KOing an opponent's resting character cost 4 or less. So you can simply use Perona's ability to rest a target for Ryuma, then play it as a removal spell that also swings for 6k. This combo also works with X-Drake from OP01, which is functionally the same except for it's only on play and not on KO, and it has counter, while also being traded as Navy. That part will be relevant later. Perona also pairs well with OP06's Brook, a 6-cost 6k body with on play choose 1. Trash up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less, or your opponent places 3 cards from their trash at the bottom of their deck in any order. With Perona's reduction effect, you can clear anything played before Brook on curve with cost 5 or less. And notably, the wording of trash rather than KO gets around a lot of pesky protection effects, like Borsalino from OP02 with the ability that prevents it from being KO'd by card effects, not trashed. And on KO effects are also nullified, such as both versions of Marco from OP02 and OP03. If you were to play every copy of these cards in your deck, you would have 12 characters with a 6k body that can remove a 4 or 5 cost on play and can easily be set up with your leader, which is pretty nuts. So now that we know that's a very powerful, consistent plan, what are ways we can build around it? Well, we should be looking to maximize their effects by letting them reach to KO above just 4 and 5 drops, and also so that Perona can easily rest those cards to meet the condition. Luckily, we're in black, so we have access to cards like OP02's Kuzan, a strong body that replaces itself on play by drawing a card, then reduces an opponent's character by 4 when he attacks. Great Eruption, a 1-drop event that reduces a card's cost by 2 and also replaces itself by drawing a card. Suru and Tashigi, which also act as defensive 2k counters in the deck, and you can reach to other great reducers like Ice Age, Helmeppo, or Hina, which will really help if you feel like the format's turning into a lot of really big dudes. Perona is what we would call a tempo deck, and tempo decks are designed to give you choices at every step of the game in a way that's going to make the specific matchup you're in have the hardest time and stumble, creating you an opening to get really far ahead and close out the game, which actually pairs great with one of the most powerful cards of OP04, Don Quixote do Flamingo, a 10-drop, 10k power card with on play frees up to 3 of your opponent's rested characters or leaders, making it so they don't become active on your opponent's next refresh step. Between having the innate ability to rest an opponent's card every turn if it hits the cost requirement, and really being selective about what's staying on your opponent's board at any time thanks to your KO characters, Don Quixote do Flamingo becomes the perfect way to really close out the game or turn a corner if you made a very pivotal stall. In Japan, this deck list won the Fukuoka CS of 1,000 players and became the starting point for most Perona decks we see moving forward. Another cool thing is that because of some unique trading I'm going to demonstrate, cards like Brand New don't really miss many of its searches, but you also get to play a completely different subtype searcher in Baby 5 while it's searching for Don Quixote pirate cards and of course your 10-cost Doflamingos. That's because this 2k counter Virgo from OP03 and this 2-cost Rosinante blocker from OP05 are both Navy and Don Quixote pirates traded and make up 8 cards in your deck to bridge that gap. You'll also notice Gecko Moria is in the deck, and that's because it's a black deck and it's the best black card, if not the best card in the game. And thanks to its ability not having a color or archetype restriction, what are we doing? You can use them just like in Black Gecko Moria or Blue-Black Sagazuki to grab stuff like Borsalino, Kuzan, or Lucci from Yard, while grabbing Brand New or a Reducer. But you also get some really unique targets as well. Moria can bring back your Ryuma to get some more removal off play, Pair it with your leader activation and a Helmeppo from your yard as your second target, Ryuma could KO a rested 8-cost character on play while resolving a 9,000 power Moria. Plus, you can also recur your 2-drop Rosinante blocker. You can either have it come in active or rested, so while it can't block that turn, it can still use its ability to protect a rested character you control from being KO'd. And what I really love about Perona is that it's just such a cool leader because you can build it almost any way you want. In green and black, you have some of the most powerful tools in the game to draw from, and with a leader effect that has so much flexibility to it, you can design the deck for the decks you think you're going to have to play against and for the way you love to play this game. It's just so much flexibility and creativity that can go into it that I'd really love to hear in the comment section down below what cards you're looking forward to playing with it. And while I hope I've given you a great starting point, if you have any questions or any other ideas you want to share with us, you can just put in the comment section down below. And if you're looking for more guides on how to play OPO6 leaders or more fun One Piece content, check out the rest of the channel and make sure you're subscribed.